Peanut Punch! Hey guys, 3DP here, welcome back to some more Syberia Remastered, and welcome to my point-and-click adventure channel, by the way. Right, we're now in the beautiful factory, and it is beautiful. I'm not lying when I say it's bloody beautiful, look at it. It really is beautiful. We're going to have a little wander around and everything. You know, we're going to have a look at things. We're going to see what we can possibly do around here. So what's this? This is like a conveyor belt, right? Well, we're going to check everything we can find, by the way. Is that like a bird's head? Possibly is. By the way, the music for this game is 10 out of 10. Like, it is freaking a classic. Right. Let's go up and away. I actually hate stairs, so thank you, game, for not making me walk the stairs. Right. We could go through there. What's around here? And we could go up here. Anything else clickable? Nope. Okay. So we could go up. What's this? So we've got a panel. Okay. We do have a panel here, it seems. Let's just leave. Oh, examine. What's this? Volberg automatons, and it's telling us a bunch of serial codes, etc., and how much of each. They got so much wood, haven't they, really? What happens when they run out? Do they go chop down a random tree? Do they have like a farm, like in Minecraft, like a tree farm to actually just, you know, farm trees for automatons? Although looking by the leaks, I'd say it's not, it hasn't been used much recently, I'd say. Well, let's go through here then. Oh, this is a beautiful room. It's definitely giving off that Syberia vibes that we all love. Oh, hello. Oh, I can pull this. Okay, we've got some sort of music. I feel like that's the music from the main menu. I might be wrong, but I feel like it is. By the way, that is such an easy thing when you got like the green thing there. Like the green book. What we got? We got a musical cylinder. Oh, we even got an achievement for that. Fuck yes, I might be one of the first people in the world to actually get that achievement, because I'm playing this like a week early or something right now, bloody hell. Yeah. Whoa. So we got the train. That is a beautiful looking train, isn't it? I do love the way that this game is kind of like a steampunk kind of thing. Right, we do have some letters to read. Right, let's go and read. Then the bailiffs. Oh, no. We got some bailiffs that's written in French to Madame Volberg. The recovery of outstanding payments. Madame, you have received several warnings from my office concerning penalty charges incurred on unpaid invoices from the company La Colombe. La Colombe? Colombe? Something like that, anyway. The total debt for which you are responsible currently stands at $42,782.46. Francs, actually, it's francs. Okay, so this is before the euro. And it's obviously, we're in the Alps, so we're on the, like, France. So yes, it's got to be francs. I strongly advise you to acquit yourself of this debt by sending the necessary funds to our payment centre. In the absence of such a response on your part, I will be obliged to undertake legal proceedings against you to recover the outstanding funds. Yours faithfully, Blancart, the bailiff. Well, we've got some more here. We've got some, what was the date on this one? July 2001. So this is September 23rd, 2000. Despite numerous follow-up letters on our part, we noticed that you still owe the sum of 80,210 francs, corresponding to invoices dated January, February and March 98, including increments for late payment. Oh, they're even getting late payment fees. Oh, shit. We're asking you to resolve the situation by return of post. In case of non-payment, we will be obliged to suspend all supplies and refer the matter to the relevant legal authorities. We trust we shall hear from you soon. Yours faithfully, Monsieur Martinot. Edward Counterly, or whatever. Oh no, Geneva now. We got the bank giving us letters. So this is January the 4th, 2002. Dear Anna, I find myself under the obligation to undertake certain procedures against your company, a situation I find particularly painful given the special relationship our bank has enjoyed with your company over the years. You yourself admit for some time Vorarlberg Manufacturing has become a financial liability, and true to shareholder and partnership pressure, I am no longer able to underwrite your debts with the bank. I'm sorry to say that we are obliged to comply with the economic imperatives of this era. It is for that reason that I beg you to accept the American investors' proposal. Such a takeover comes at a fortuitous moment, as it's the only way to swell your accounts and settle your debts. It will also enable Vorarlberg Manufacturing to stay afloat, streamline production and modernise production techniques. You will thus be able to keep the Vorarlberg name alive. One that in its day was a guarantee of quality and savoir-faire. Please believe me, Anna, when I say that I offer this advice not just as a banker, but also as an old friend who deserves nothing but good for you. Who decides nothing but good for you. I know that such a decision cannot be taken easily. You can truly hold your head up high, my dear Anna, and be proud of your achievements throughout the years. My deepest apologies for bearing such unpleasant news, and I remain at your entire disposal should you need me. Yours in dear friendship, Gustav Passeri. Okay, they're in very
Invoices,
bad
more
situation.
invoices. I never knew the factory was in such a bad way financially. These last 2 years must have been very hard for Anna Vorarlberg.
Definitely, yes. It must be very tough to see someone who's been in your family for like around a century or so, or better part of a century. Dear Hans. Oh, it's Anna's unfinished letter. Okay, so she's going to send this to Hans. I know how much you dislike the written words, but I do not have the time to forge you a voice cylinder. I imagine that someone in your entourage will be kind enough to read these few lines to you. I received your latest set of plans. Your project is extraordinary. Your all-time masterpiece, perhaps. Time seems to have no effect on your genius. Quite the contrary, I am proud of you, my dear little brother. Sometimes I find it hard to believe that a century has gone by since the last time I saw you. It only seems like yesterday that you rushed away from Valladolid. We undertook production immediately, following your instructions to a letter. The locomotive was ready within a week. That's that train. So that train blueprint we just found, that was from Hans. Ready within a week. If only you could see it, but you will see it. That much I have promised you. It is magnificent. It seems impatient to set out on this maiden voyage. There's only Oscar left to build. I hope I'll finish him soon, but as you can imagine, his mechanism is complex and takes a great deal of time and handiwork. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand you wish me to bring you that cursed prehistoric doll, the very thought of which I wonder if it is still in the cave, and if it is, that state it is in. But what does 60 years matter after all, to an object already several thousand years old? I'm going to find it, Hans. I promise you. I have a bit of a nasty flu at the moment, which is running me down a little. I should be better in a few days, though. The sale of the factory is taking shape. The lawyer from New York should be visiting me, and we will be able to sign the contracts. Then I shall... Wow, it seems like that bit of flu that she was writing about is possibly what killed her. We haven't been told the details of what killed Anna. We never actually got to meet Anna. So, you know, I guess that her death isn't like, well, it's important to the story, obviously. But the circumstances behind the death isn't. But if I had taken a wild shot in the dark here, a wild guess, I would possibly say, from the letter, from her flu, she's deteriorated over a few days. I would say she's probably had a bit of a weak immune system, and she possibly ended up dying from pneumonia, which is quite common in old people, you know. They get chest infections, they end up dying from fluid on their lungs or pneumonia. So that is a wild guess of mine. Right, let's answer the bloody phone. Who is it?
Yes, hello?
Kate, what happened to you?
Oh, it's my bloody mum.
I've been trying to contact you for hours.
I'm in Europe, Ma. Job thing.
What? Europe? My God. Oh, I've got such happy memories of Europe. Some of them even involve your father, but that's enough of that. Where are you? Paris? London? Venice?
Valladolid, yeah. I know, it's a bit out in the boonies.
What in the world are you doing out there?
You know, business. I've got to see through the takeover of some old family business that's got a few debts. It's a really charming place, but there's one or two weird things going on here. I can't go into it now.
Oh, well, that's right. Your old mother's too dumb to understand it. You really do take after your father sometimes.
Mother.
Kate, you'll never guess who I saw
Oh, mums do
yesterday.
like talking, don't they?
I haven't got a lot of time, you know.
Frank!
Ma, please.
Who's Frank?
I've got to go.
Frank Malkovich, the Russian opera singer. Well, maybe you don't remember him. He was quite a star in his day.
Listen, Ma, I
Fair
really
enough.
don't have the time. I'll call you back.
He is as charming as he always was. We spent the...
Mom, I really have to go. I'll call you back, I promise. Lots of love.
Kate!
I feel like all mums are like this when they get a little bit older. I do have a door here to go to. Why is it taking forever to load there? What the hell? Look at the lighting and everything, mate. When they envisioned this game and created this game in the early 2000s, I don't think they would realise the massive impact that this game would have. But also, they would never have envisioned it to look like this in 5 years or so later. It's truly remarkable. Look at the lighting and the textures and everything. You would have never believed it. I mean, you wouldn't have believed this 10 years ago. But here we are. But what the fuck have I just done? I've just wheeled. Why was he hung up like that? Right, speak.
Oh, many thanks indeed.
Oh, you're Oscar,
I am
yeah?
most embarrassed
Yes.
for you to see me like this. I lack a certain completion. You see, nobody here found the time to polish off the finishing touches. Honestly, these days, we really have lost the art of good workmanship.
Yeah.
He's missing his legs.
With whom do I have the honor of speaking? Could you please state your identity, articulating clearly?
My name is Kate. Kate Walker.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am model XZ2000.
XC2000.
My common name is Oscar. I represent the technological zenith of this factory's production. I have been designed to drive a locomotive. A touch messy, but an essential task.
Oh, yes. Anna was on about Oscar's going to try... Oscar's the only thing that needs to be built, I think. She was saying about the train. Because the train's been built. And now we just need to do Oscar. So, right, let's go. Oh, speak about everything.
Have you logged my first and last name?
Perfectly. Kate Walker. Pleased to meet you.
Me too. Model XZ.
Just call him Oscar.
2000.
Please, all my friends call me Oscar.
You got
This
friends?
fad for cryptic names is such a bore. Could you imagine being called by your passport number?
I suppose not, Mr. Oscar.
I mean, he has a point, but I also could imagine in the future we'll be called by fucking weird barcode numbers anyway.
Do you know where I could find the factory paperwork?
I cannot reply to this question with precision. Try Anna Vorarlberg's office above
Oh.
the machine floor.
Right, help.
As bizarre as it may seem, I have the impression you are the only person who can help me.
I very much doubt it, Kate Walker.
Why do you say that?
What good am I without appendices, I ask you?
It's crazy that he actually knows he has no legs. And he knows what they are. How does it create these automatons so smart? What the fuck?
Does the name Hans Vorarlberg mean something to you?
Of course, he created me. But I am sorry to say that I am yet to meet my maker.
Have you any idea where he might be right now?
No, Kate Walker, but I am sure I would experience great metaphysical satisfaction in his presence.
I mean, he even knows that Hans created him, even though he's never met Hans.
You said you were a train engineer? What train would that be?
But Kate Walker, you have not seen the magnificent train waiting at the station?
Oh, in the
And
station, not the
where is
train.
that train going, Mr. Oscar?
The train is going far away. Very, very far away indeed.
Are you taking any passengers?
My duty is to drive the train. Above all, to avoid delays. An engineer prides himself on punctuality. I will agree with you, though, Kate Walker, that a train without passengers is hardly a train at all.
You haven't answered my question.
For further details, please consult Anna Vorarlberg.
we can't. I also like the fact that when we're actually talking to him, we have like these cinematic like camera angles, and I feel like the font and text is original.
You are a very strange
It
robot.
looks very
Automaton,
original.
if you please.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Automatons have an additional soul auxiliary, you understand?
I think so. Has
I-
it been a long
I don't know.
time since you last saw Anna Vorarlberg?
72 hours, 32 minutes, and 20 seconds to be precise. This regrettable absence explains the delay in my production process.
Anna Vorarlberg is dead, Mr. Oscar.
She was
What do
buried
you mean
quick.
by the notion of death, Kate Walker?
Broken. Disactivated. Worn out. Damaged. Unplugged.
Oh, that really is most bothersome. I'd rather counted on finishing my production.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it, Oscar? Eh? I don't think he definitely don't understand the concept of death, does he?
Can I be of use to you?
Why,
guess
certainly
we don't
can.
either.
I absolutely must have my feet.
Okay,
My hands are Model XZ 2003.
okay.
My feet are Model XZ 2005_B. Be careful. The Model XZ 2005_A has evidenced some rather embarrassing performance failures.
Like bugs?
Automatons do not have bugs, Kate Walker. They simply display functional idiosyncrasies.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. What do I
What
have
would
to
he
to
do?
get
Do
you
the
a
splits
pair?
or give him the wrong one?
Use the assembly line to construct them. You will need a production punch card on which is recorded my body design data. Here is my own punch card.
Beautiful, matey.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Thank you, Kate Walker.
Right, let's leave.
Oscar, I am delighted to have met you. See you again soon, I hope.
Yes, Kate Walker.
I'll be back with some legs for you, mate. Don't you worry. Don't go anywhere. Don't. Well, he can't go anywhere, can he? He's got no bloody legs. Right, we got to get B. XC 2005B. Right, I need to imprint that on my brain for the next 5 minutes. So this over... Is that a cobweb? That better not be a bloody cobweb. I mean, this is like the perfect place for spiders to hang out, to be honest. It's such a huge freaking building. Right, so he said 2005B. This one. There's 341 left. Right, so if I go here and we're not going to put the cogs, we're going to put your puncher card in.
Doesn't look like that works.
What do you mean it don't work? So we've got all these letters, the documents. And this is the objects I've got. What is wrong with it? She just said it don't work.
Doesn't look like that works.
Why? Well, I guess we're off. We can't get it working. There's no point bugging around for too long. Right, off we go to the rest of the factory. Right, so we explored the left. We explored a little bit down there. We haven't been, like, really down here. Can we even do that? Oh, we can, okay. Oh, so you won't walk over those pipes. Okay, so it looks like this is really the whole factory layout that we're only going to be able to see. That's a great, nice big window, by the way. Right, so we're going to leave this building. I can't seem to do anything at the bloody moment, so there's no point staying. Right, so what do we have around here? We got boxes and stuff. Can you carry on walking, Kate? Please? No, she don't want to walk down there. So we're just going to go across the bridge then, it seems. Across this horrible, dingy river that looks a bit like the River Thames. And yes, I do like live near the River Thames. Like, legit, I'm like 1.2 miles from it. Oh, so this is... So, yeah, this is the train station we saw from a distance. What's that over there? What is that over there? Oh, hello. Well, we just did something anyway. Okay, we've just done something with the factory, I would say. I do want to check out the station. I want to check out everything, you know. This is a beautiful garden, isn't it, really? I wish, like, I had a garden and stuff like this. So I don't really give a shit about being rich or having a load of money and stuff, but sometimes it does give you advantage of having a nice, beautiful garden to walk around and gives you peace and tranquility and stuff. So there's obviously advantages to it, but I'm not someone that actually goes, oh my god, I need money no matter what kind of thing. If money comes, but I wouldn't mind a garden like that, like a little water fountain or a pond or something, you know? Better than what I've freaking got at the moment, anyway. Why am I hearing whistling? Apparently I could just walk over. Well, that's the train anyway. That's the bloody train. I don't feel like anything here is going to help me at the moment. What is the point of the train if we can't help Oscar? Ooh, Oscar actually. Yeah, it is card thing at work. I debate whether to go on a train or not. So we checked out the train station slightly. We'll check out it more in depth when Oscar's got his freaking legs. So he's going to be driving the train, right? So if he's driving the train, then we're going to be visiting and having a good look around there when he's got his legs. So yeah, I feel like we just do that exploration there once we got his legs. So what's down here? Oh, hello. Oh, enter. Yes, enter.
The door's locked, but I've still got to get in there.
Okay, the door is locked, but she's still got to get in there. What do you mean by that? What? Is this the home? Could you imagine if that's the house you live literally feet away from your freaking workplace, the factory? Oh, the fumes, but it must have been horrible. Bro. See what I mean? That's money can actually buy these great big nice fucking gardens and stuff. What the hell? Oh. I don't have a key for it. Well, that sucks. What else is around here? Do. Speak. Oh, there's someone in a bush.
Good morning. You've got a magnificent garden here.
Oh, please don't talk about it. Since my gardener automaton broke down, there are weeds everywhere. You can't imagine how much work it takes me. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Wow.
We're not used to doing without our robot help here in Veladiland. But everybody says that we're going to have to get used to it.
So she's a gardener that don't do any bloody work. Fantastic. They rely on automatons for every bloody thing here. Why can I interact with this? Okay, I think I just found what I need. Can I check the garden a little bit more? It's like a maze. Apparently can't do in-depth and like analysis or exploration of the freaking garden, sadly. I do like how flexible the camera angle is though. So automaton with look, it's actually got shear things. So it's a ladder as well as look, as well as a gardening device. See, look, it can cut bushes. Of course, it's right next to the one window that's open. Why wouldn't it be, hey? Why freaking wouldn't it be? We got to load this. Yep. I knew as instant that loading screen happened, we're not going to see the animation of us walking up the stairs. This is very, dusty area, isn't it? Oh, we got some ink. Do you remember when we went to see the mayor, I believe it was, last episode, there was like this ink pot thing. So yeah, well, we got Anna's book. We've got 18 bloody pages to read of Anna's book, bro. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to warn you guys before I read it. So we're going to carry on searching around here. Then towards the end of this episode, we're going to read the book. So yeah, that's going to be like a good 20 minutes of me reading. So I'm not going to do it now in the middle of it. Like what we're going to do is we're going to play for about 40 minutes, about another 14 or so minutes. And then I'll tell you guys when the episode is ending. You can stay.
You draw mammoth for
Or go.
Momo?
Whoa!
Oh, it's you.
What's he doing
You
here?
scared me.
So yeah, you guys can stay here and listen to what Anna has wrote, or you guys can go at the end of the episode. So what is this? Hans 1932. Oh, that's like a stencil in a way, isn't it? By the way, there's footprints here. What do you want, bro?
What are you doing in here?
Momo want mammoth picture, like Hans picture.
Sorry, I haven't got a picture.
I haven't got a pen or pencil, bro.
Take paper and pencil
Oh.
and draw mammoth.
Well,
for
there we
Momo.
go. All right, Momo, I will do your deed.
You don't give up easily, do you?
Right, Momo, calm your tits, mate. Let me go and do this. Why is there a bike in the attic? Wouldn't I be better in the shed or something? Right, we do have the paper. The bloody paper, where is it? There we go. I used to do stuff like this all the time as a kid. And another thing I used to do is, like say Dragon Ball Z, for example, or Pokemon or something was on TV, I'd pause the episode and I'd get tracing paper, put the tracing paper on the telly and get a pencil and go around the outlines of their face. And then, you know, I've got the tracing paper then to copy it onto a bit of paper. And there you go, I've got Goku or Gohan or Ash Ketchum and stuff. Nice little cheat code back in the day. Ah. He's a well-dressed man, isn't he? Oh, look how excited he is. You like your mammoth, Momo?
Thank you. Momo happy. Now follow Momo. Momo show his secret to Kate.
You've got a secret? Let's go and follow Momo then. If he's gonna help us with a secret, bro, I'm down. Wait. Aye, oh, you little shit. Bro, he's sprinting full tilt. How the hell am I? No. Okay, hurry up. No, I've clicked go up. Fuck. No, we didn't want to do that. We don't. Bro, it's like 6 something in the morning. I'm shouting. Ah, Momo, you little shit. Why did he run off like that? He literally full on sprinted. I want to show you my secret. He just sprinted. He don't want to show us no secret. He's just pissed off. I don't think we're going in that building anytime soon anyway. I feel like we must have searched it all because nothing else kind of popped up. I just got to read the 18 flipping page diary of Anna Wahlberg. I'm also curious how the subtitles are going to translate for this game, by the way. So I'm pretty sure the subtitles will not be able to understand what the fuck Wahlberg is. Or how to pronounce it, or, you know, like the text of it. So where's he gone now? Oh no, he's gone up here. Whoa! Quick! Catch him! There's no other kids around here. You thought there'd be kids playing football or something in the street. By the way, is this the way to the church? It's not, is it? The church is that way. Sorry, mate, I'm just running by. I'm just looking for a kid. I'm chasing a kid, yes. This town's bigger than it looks. Look, there's a big building there. Great big gate. Wow, okay. Okay, I think that might be it over here. There's some more buildings there. Is this it? Hey, there he is. I caught you. Oh. I was about to say haha. Nope. Oh, he's running again. Brilliant. He slammed the door, you little shit. Come back here. What the fuck? Oh my god. No way. Okay, it's definitely that way. He didn't climb and go into the trees, I don't think. This is so beautiful. I know I've said it a few times. We are really spoiled with beautiful looking and sounding games these days. Compared to when I played freaking games as a kid with Pokemon Red. We definitely have got... we definitely have improved. I do feel like we are kind of like near the peak at the moment though. Maybe for generational too. I'll just take an ore off a boat. Okay, I've got an ore. Ah, oh, there he is. Bloody hell. You made me run out here. So what's your secret, mate?
There you are, Momo. This is some walk you've taken me on. I've got to say, though, it sure is mighty pretty.
It
Momo
is?
come here often. Momo like make splash in water.
Oh. You like to swim?
It must be fascinating to live in a village full of automatons.
Automatons made by hands. Difficult work. When Momo big, he do like hands. Momo friend of automatons.
You're a friend of the automatons. Okay, let me ask about you.
You are a strange one, Momo. I'm beginning to see why Anna Vorarlberg liked you.
Momo, Momo look like hands. Momo very proud.
Oh, that is probably why Anna liked
Tell me,
him.
Momo, did you come here a lot with Anna?
Mm-hmm. Anna like Momo. Anna like hands. Anna on journey.
Anna's on... Oh, yeah.
Tell me, Momo,
Yeah.
do you really think that after all these years, Anna's brother is still alive?
Anna always say hands go away, but hands come back maybe.
Well, I don't know why you're asking that, Kate. You literally got a piece of paper, an unfinished writing from Hannah herself saying, you know, that she's basically writing to Hans. Well, Hans has to be alive.
Why have you brought me here?
Mammoth doll in cave. Very important for hands, Anna say.
Cave? What cave? Where?
There.
Momo not liar.
Get leave.
Momo, I've got to go now. But see you later, maybe.
So what's up here? What? Oh, wait a second. I know what these things are. Well, that just bloody broke. I guess I could put the order. This is one of those canal. I forgot what they're called. You let the water there, and the water fills up, and you close it down, and you could go up the river like that by opening and closing these little brackets. But now I've opened that. I don't want to speak to him, by the way. Will this be less watery? It is. There's no freaking water at all now. How does that make sense? Wouldn't that make sense if I'm closed it? So I blocked the water coming here. But now all the water that comes here has gone all the way down. We lifted it up, and now the source of where the water come all the way up there is now stopped? Huh? Am I being stupid? Oh, this is beautiful. Look at it. This is beautiful. And why didn't I have caves to run in when I was a kid? Closest thing I had as a kid, to run into was a freaking a mole pen or whatever you call it. An ant nest? It's probably about saying that this is kind of like an ant nest in a way. A giant one, yeah, but kind of like built the. Oh, we got the mammoths. What a beautiful cave. We have a mammoth doll. We also got mammoth drawings up there. So there's a mammoth doll here and mammoth drawings. Maybe I should go speak to Momo. This is Momo's secret after all. Maybe we should tell him, hey, thank you. We just been to the cave. But leave. do. It's such a beautiful game, man. It's so good playing games in 2025. We are so spoiled, man. Seriously, we so are. Oh, shit, phone calls. Who now?
Hello?
Kate? Is that you?
Well, yeah, who did you think it was?
I didn't recognize your voice, that's all. Must be the distance.
Who's
or something.
Olivia?
So, spill the beans. What's Europe like? You lucky lady, you. Honestly, I never get that kind of break.
Well, so far all I've seen of Europe is this tiny village, and frankly, they're not very hospitable. The whole case is getting really complicated. There's this surprise heir I've got to find.
I know. I talked to Lynn, who bumped into Joss, and she had coffee with the head honcho this morning. He didn't sound at all happy. The client's meeting him tomorrow, and when Marston tells him that the sale's not even gone through yet, whoa, you're gonna be pleased you're on the other side of the ocean when that bomb goes off.
Yeah, I get the picture. But so, how about yourself? What's up at work?
We lost the Farah Lou trial. I worked 5 months on that dossier.
I
Uh-oh.
remember.
So, for a bit of therapy, I went to Boomy's. The sale started yesterday.
Wow.
It was absolutely crazy, Katie. Absolute mayhem. You know that blue silk top I wanted? Guess how much I got it for?
Does this woman shut up?
$150?
$140. Just get yourself back here and I'll go down.
Like it's my choice. Look, I gotta go.
Call me soon, huh?
No.
I want a blow-by-blow account of every moment of your great adventure.
Get out of here.
I wouldn't call it a
Look
great
after yourself.
adventure.
You too.
Well, at least not yet anyway. We only just got started. Where the fuck is Momo gone? He's always vanishing. He's like a poltergeist or something. He just comes and goes when he pleases. I've got a mystery. Mammoth doll. Right, we have visited quite a lot of Aladdin Inn. I think next up will have to be the church. Yes. We've got a body to look at. We need to confirm whether there's a body there. What if there's a body there? That doesn't mean it's Hans. It means someone else's dead body's in there. If that's the case, what the fuck? Whose body is it? Do we tell the local authorities? What do we do in that situation? Do. They are such lovely houses. They are giving me like English like vibes, weirdly enough. I wouldn't be surprised if you told me this is like London in Harry Potter or something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be mad about that. I would actually believe that. Nice little bakery there, or a butcher, or whatever it is. But yeah. Yeah, he's freaking close. We're not getting food. No idea who lives in this great big mansion. It's almost as big as the Volberg place. There's my little hotel where my briefcase is. Ah. They're beautiful, beautiful. Valladolid. This is a long walk. There we go, there's the bloody church. Even the church looks mechanical. Do. This is a dead end. Yeah, actually is. Okay. A dead end right next to a church. Who would have guessed? And a graveyard. Who would have ever guessed? A freaking phone.
Hello.
Kate, so what's new?
We've
Oh,
got a
it's my
problem,
boss.
Mr. Marson.
What problem? Come on, Kate, don't beat around the bush.
There's maybe an heir.
What?
Hans, Anna Vorarlberg's brother. Looks like he's still alive. We can't buy the factory without his consent.
What? What is this?
It's very
Where
awkward.
did this mystery brother come from? And more to the point, where is he? What did the notary say?
Nothing. I mean, nothing else. You know, sir, it's an odd town here. Everything's odd. The people, things. The situation's not straightforward. I have a small bit of research to do.
Listen to me, Kate. Universal Toys is one of our biggest clients. And I don't care how weird that town is. All that matters is that you do not set foot back in New York before you've tied up the deal. Get the picture.
Yes, Mr. Marson. You can count on me.
What an arsehole.
Darn it.
He's put me under severe pressure and anxiety and stress. What a wanker. So this is the church. We're in a freaking graveyard. What else is around here? I just walked over a random fallen tombstone. That is fantastic. That is marvellous. Also, we have got another dead end here. What are we entering? We're entering the church, I believe. All we have. Right, so this is the part where you guys that want to hear what's in Anna's diary can stay. And the people that don't want to listen to what's in Anna's diary can now actually leave. Because I'm going to go read Anna's diary now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we carry on here. And for the people that want to listen to Anna's diary, we now got a story time with 3DP. Let me twist my neck a little bit. Right. Reading time. It's going to be a freaking long one. Oh my gosh. May the 14th, 1930. Yesterday, something terrible happened. I do not know who to turn to, who to talk to, so I've decided to write it down. You, dear diary, are now my confidant and sole guardian of my secret thoughts. Hans lies in the next room, teetering between life and death. And I am terrified. Oh, the injustice of life. First Mama, then Hans. Please, dear Lord, don't take my little brother away as well. May the 15th, 1930. Hans made me promise to keep this a secret, but it's a burden. It's too heavy. I know I can tell you though, dear diary. We discovered a cave in the mountains. A marvellous cavern with ancient paintings on the walls. Only prehistoric man could have painted them because there were depictions of mammoths, which are prehistoric creatures as well. That much I know. I hate mammoths now. It's all because of them and because of that stupid prehistoric children's toy. Why, Hans? Oh, why did you try and take it? And why did I let you climb up there? It's my fault you are in a coma now. Hans, if you die, I do not know how I could ever forgive myself. May 16th, 1930. Hans still hasn't regained consciousness. Father cannot sleep and Gertrude cries all day long. Outside the heat is suffocating, but inside the house is icy cold and dismal. I still have hope though. I know my brother. I know his strength. He will pull through. He never gives in. May 17th, 1930. I cannot think of anything else but Hans. In all my waking and sleeping dreams, I see his fall over and over. I see his head hitting the rock and his also pale face softening. I've taken refuge in the attic. It is the only place where I find my peace wrapped up in all my memories. So Hans went into the cave. He saw the toy, he climbed a bunch of rocks, grabbed the toy, fell off and smashed his head on the rock and went into a coma. That's what we know so far. May 18th, 1930. 5 days have passed since the accident and Hans still has not opened his eyes. To see him like this is unbearable. Please God protect him. Take my life, not his. May 20th, 1930. It has happened. Hans has came back to life. He opened his eyes and uttered my name. My name. Do you realise this is the happiest day of my life? I want to take to the streets and sing to proclaim my joy to the world. Thank you. Oh, thank you, God. May 22nd, 1930. How wonderful, how beautiful life is. Gertrude and I cannot stop breaking into uncontrollable fits of giggle. Hans even wolfed down his meal today. I knew he was tough, my little brother. Even Father smiled at me today when he said good morning. May 25th, 1930. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I am totally absorbed in Hans' recovery. I have scarcely 5 minutes to myself to return to my refuge and scribble down these words. May 29th, 1930. It is very curious whether Hans is hungry, thirsty, or if he wants something. He cannot stop saying my name. He can't bear it when I leave him, even for an instant. Gertrude thinks that I should move my bed into his room to help him sleep better. I hope that father will agree. June the 2nd, 1930. Today was the first day that Hans has left the house. We went for a short walk in the garden, but Hans is still very weak. The doctor said he should be patient. We should be patient and shouldn't rush him. It is so hard though. I hope so much that life can return to how it once was. June 20th, 1930. Hans has been out of his coma for a month now. He still doesn't say much and has difficulty moving. He sits motionless for long periods of time, his eyes wide open as though lost in thought. I've often had to call his name several times before he reacts. Then he will smile. When he does, the moment is magic for me. Oh, I couldn't be happier. June the 22nd, 1930. I had to talk to him. The burden was too great. I asked Hans about the accident in the cave to find out what he could remember. He could utter only one word, mammoth. And his eyes glowed so strangely when he said it that it frightened me. September the 15th, 1930. I'll go back to school today. And for the first time in my life, I am treading it. I'm afraid of leaving Hans alone. Despite Gertrude's kindness and attention, I have the impression that Hans is much less nervous when I'm there. October 20th, 1930. While I was doing my homework yesterday evening, Hans crept up on me so quietly that he made me jump. He took a pencil and a blank sheet of paper and curiously he started drawing. It's the first time since his accident he has done anything but daydream. October 28th, 1930. Hans scribbles almost obsessively. It's all he will do, all day long. I feel it annoys father. Nobody else understands, but I can see that Hans is trying to draw mammoths. November the 16th, 1930. Today is my birthday and Gertrude had made me an apple pie, my favourite. But father's not returned home for lunch, and Hans doesn't want to leave his room. The best present I could ever have is to see Hans back on his way to recovery. December 25th, 1930. Snow is falling. It is so beautiful. January the 10th, 1931. The doctor visited to examine Hans. He seems happy that my little brother has fully recovered his faculties. It truly is a miracle. I don't understand why he doesn't talk more though. Why isn't he livelier like he was before? February the 9th, 1931. It is Hans' birthday. Today he's 11 years old. I have the strange of impressed that actually he has lost 5 years rather than gained one more. February 24th, 1931. The doctor has just left. I saw him whispering with father. Their serious expressions worried me awfully. What could be hiding from me? I am grown up now. At the age of 15 you can understand everything. I am too scared to ask father what is happening. March the 15th, 1931. I've been thinking and it seems to me that Hans' attitude isn't normal. The shock of the fall must have had much more serious effects than we first imagined. Hans, my dear brother, what is happening to you? April the 4th, 1931. I've discovered the truth. Hans is stunted, physically and mentally. I eavesdropped the conversation between the doctor, father and Gertrude. Gertrude buried her tear-filled eyes in her apron and my father muttered the word retard under his breath. How could he say such a thing? April the 13th, 1931. It's Easter and we're on school holidays. That means I can spend all day with Hans protecting from father's permanent dark mood. He can't accept the fact that Hans, his only son, will stay in this state forever. Wow. April the 14th, 1931. It is truly difficult to accept, but it is not Hans' fault. Mine maybe, but not Hans. I don't know how to make father understand. He seems full of hatred for him. It is dreadful. I feel so powerless. May the 14th, 1931. 1 year. 1 year has gone by and it feels like an eternity. The situation shows no sign of improvement, neither in terms of Hans' mental health or father's attitude towards him. May the 30th, 1931. Extraordinary. Father decided to take Hans to Paris for new tests. He says that only in the French capital will he find truly competent doctors. We must make Hans ready for the great expedition. July the 6th, 1931. No news from Father and Hans, but I remain hopeful. I'm sure they will take good care of my little brother. July the 15th, 1931. They have returned. Hans rushed into my arms and started crying. It took me a long time to calm down and get him to sleep. Father is still as taciturn as he was before he left. The diagnosis Hans will remain physically and mentally impaired. I am stunned. August 28th, 1931. The summer is coming to a close. It must have been less stifling than the last. The sun has put colour in Hans's cheeks. When I look at him, I have a difficulty imagining that he will not change. Wow. So Hans is never going to grow up mentally or physically. He's always going to be of like a 10-year-old or so. Mentally and physically. So even strength-wise, possibly even height-wise and stuff. Right, November 16, 1931. Father still says nothing and increasingly shuts himself away in his office at the factory. Christmas. Gertrude tells me that the love and faith triumph over any science. I lack neither. God praised. January the 12th, 1932. Father took Hans to the factory this morning. Hans was so afraid that I accompanied him. Fortunately, Father said nothing. I failed to understand why he insists on bringing him there. So his father took Hans to the factory but didn't say anything the whole time. January the 13th, 1932. Father left for the factory with Hans once again this morning. I think he wants to persuade Hans that he could be useful for something. It's his way of resisting fate. February the 17th, 1932. For a month now, every morning Hans has gone to work with Father at the factory. I'm not exactly sure what he does there, but he seems to enjoy it. I feel my brother's behaviour has changed considerably. He is much less capricious. I can't say that word. I don't even know what the meaning of that word is. April the 14th, 1932. I could cry. Hans has made me a present, a small robot mammoth with a trunk that rises and falls. When Father saw it, he nodded his head in satisfaction. May 20th, 1932. Both Gertrude and Father now have their own robot mammoths. Theirs are even more intricate and finely tuned. Little brother is not such a retard after all. Was that common to say retard back then? Because I feel like I'm going to get hate for even reading that word. October the 15th, 1932. Hans' mammoth now walk, raise their trunks and wag their tails. It's incredible. I guess mammoths would wag their tails because elephants do, I believe. December 22nd, 1932. I met the head of the factory workshop, Mr. Grips, this morning. He says that for a young lad of 12, Hans is very gifted. It's a shame he only makes elephants. February 11th, 1933. Father and Hans were locked in a long discussion yesterday, or should I say, Hans was locked into one of Father's long monologues, as it is inconceivable that Hans should go to school like other children. Father wants to take him on as a worker at the factory. However, Hans will have stopped making his own little devices. Hans' silence, his half gaping mouth and staring eyes finally sent Father off in a rage. February 12, 1933. I tried to broach the subject with Hans. I suggested he should obey Father. Learning a craft at the factory is his one chance to do something constructive with his life. He is so gifted and takes so much pleasure in making automatons. He did look like he wasn't listening to me, but I know he'll think about what I said. February 20th, 1933. It's not that Hans cannot speak, it's rather that he doesn't want to speak. He uses the least possible words for communication, except with me, but he's still very economical with words. May the 15th, 1933. Incredible. Hans not just satisfied with learning how the assembly line works, instead he has completely redesigned it. Father and Miss Roy Grips are taking a serious look at his plans. July 10th, 1933. Father's wanting to talk to me about my future. Since I passed my exams, he wants to send me to university because he says my intelligence is astounding. My heart was beating so loud. It is true, I do love studying, but I couldn't bear to be away from Hans. September the 2nd, 1933. What a ghastly summer. I've been permanently torn between my desire to do university and my refusal to leave my brother. I talked about it with Hans, but he said nothing. That same evening, I found my own little mammoth broken. That would be Hans being pissed off and he don't want her to go, I would say. October the 9th, 1933, brother had another fit of hysterics at dinner today. Again, father announced that Hans' new assembly line would soon be finished. However, they have removed the automaton parrots that shout orders as they were deemed superfluous. Hans was livid. He hurled his soup dish to the ground and stormed off to his bedroom. What will happen between both of them when I'm not here? Yes, he's really doubting whether he should go to university. October 17th, 1933. Despite my scrubs, I am finally leaving. Hans has not talked to me for a week. Father would not understand if I told him why I wanted to stay. My heart is so heavy. Well, I'm really glad she actually has gone to university because I know her brother wants her to stay. Possibly, maybe Gertrude would as well. She wants to stay. But if she stayed, she might build resentment towards her brother and her family because she might feel later in life she'll have regrets. She should have did this, she should have done that. And she might use them regrets to actually have disdain towards her brother. So I'm glad she actually has decided to actually go to university. Christmas. It is so strange to be home. I never left home for such a long time before. Once we were alone, Hans did not stop talking. Words just leaped from his mouth. How we laughed at his excitement. He presented me with a delightful little ballerina to replace the mammoth, he told me. I was so touched that I started crying. This is also nothing to harm the strong bond between us. September 10th, 1937. It is so strange to pick up this diary once more. At first my impulse was to tear it up, but I resisted and instead succumbed to my second desire, which was to write for a while. I'm alone in my attic once more. I have been home for 2 months and after a summer spent living with the intense joy of being reunited with my brother Hans, has returned to the factory. Father's aged so and Gertrude's arthritis caused her terrible pain. Wow. We've been gone for 4 fucking years. September 13th, 1937. All in all, these 4 years have been kind to Father and Hans. Their relationship is less tense. They still do not exchange much conversation, but they now have a thing in common: the factory. I'm even beginning to feel a bit jealous. Silly, really. So, after being away for 4 years doing university, Hans has gone back to the factory working. Father's aged and Gertrude now has arthritis and terrible pain, and she is the maid and possibly the cleaner, etc. So I don't think she's gonna have much time off. September 17th, 1937. Hans hasn't changed. To help Gertrude, he has designed a totally automated kitchen, and Gertrude can't stop moaning at the wooden puppets. Oh, how I adore them. He's actually so cute at doing that. What the hell? That's actually really kind of him. October 9th, 1937. I went to go and see Father and Hans at work. I hadn't been to the factory for ages. It's so strange how much it has changed. I was very cautious to see them set about their tasks. I like Father's new office very much. Hans is a small workshop on the first floor, crammed with odds and ends, unfinished robots and designs, exactly as I imagined it is, in fact. October the 15th, 1937. The factory's working very well. Orders for toys keep coming in, spurred on by the run-up to Christmas. When I was at the university, I said my name was a Volberg. People would ask me if I had any relation to the Valadine factory. Now I know the effect that Hans' genius has had on the factory's renown. November 2nd, 1937. To make myself useful, I started helping Father set his papers in order. The most extraordinary thing of all is that for the first time ever, I have the impression that the 3 of us form a real family. October the 8th, 1937. Hans never ceases to surprise me. Between home and the factory, his behaviour is so very different. In his workshop, he is serious, concentrated, a proper young man who keeps his eyes on everything going on constantly, on the move and in control. One has the impression that each single toy is his very own infant. At home, he turns back into a child once more and is either moody or happy-go-lucky buffoon. Christmas! The most wonderful Christmas of my whole life. Hans and I could not stop giggling like children beneath Father's disapproving glare. I know that he was only pretending, really. Our hearts are so full of hope. January the 5th, 1938. Hans came to see me in my bedroom yesterday evening. I felt terribly awkward, terribly ill at ease. I might have guessed he wants to leave Valladolid, the house and the factory. He wants to go travelling. He doesn't know where to go or for how long. That's just like him. I was so shocked that I told him his plans were foolish. He left my room without a word, his head bowed. January 7th, 1938. I thought that he wanted to leave because of Father. Not at all. It's because of the mammoths. He wants to go tracking mammoths. I thought he had gotten over his obsession. I know my brother all too well. I wouldn't dream of telling him his quest is useless. If it isn't worth it, he will not listen to reason. It isn't worth it, he will not listen to reason. Right, January the 10th, 1938. I was so selfish the other evening. I returned to talk to Hans and asked him gently if he was sure of his decision. I already know what the reply is going to be. Nothing will make him change his mind. January the 19th, 38. January 19th, 1938. Despite my profound sadness and despair, I must help Hans fulfill the destiny he has chosen and announce the news to Father. I fear the worst. January 24th, 1938. The worst was worse than my fears. Father's anger was terrifying. He shut Hans away in his workshop at the factory and he forbidden all visits except from Gertrude, who feeds him. February the 1st, 1938, Father decided that Hans should remain locked up for as long as it takes him to abandon his infantile decision. Gertrude tells me that Hans is very despondent, yet highly resolute. The worry is driving me mad. February the 6th, 1938. As soon as Gertrude returns from the factory, I hasten to get news of my little brother. He doesn't say anything, he just fiddles with bits and pieces, he replies. Every day with a sigh, I have tried desperately to reason with Father, but I know I am just wasting my breath. February the 9th, 1938. In secret, Gertrude delivered to me a small robot from Hans. It's a robot of us as children. It works with a small cylinder pinched with tiny holes. I quivered with emotion as I turned the key. The message it gave was simple. He was telling me he loved me very, very much. February 21st, 1938. Gertrude gave me a different tiny cylinder for today's toy. Hans is truly incredible. He has found a means of communicating between us and us alone in total secret. February 27th, 1938. My days are spent eagerly awaiting Hans' messages. He has now resolved to run away. He is preparing his escape like if it was a game. Gertrude has returned and she is beside herself. Hans has disappeared. Father has not even deigned to return to the workshop where he locked up his son, nor find out how he managed to escape. He just gave me a black look as if he knew we were up to something behind his back. March the 7th, 1938. It is beginning to dawn on me that Hans is gone. I miss him so much. Lord, please protect my little brother and watch over him for me. March 11th, 1938. With Hans gone, Father now locks himself away night and day at the factory. The house is so gloomy now. March the 12th, 1938. This morning I caught Father in the drawing room installing a coffin on a trestle. The sight of it made my blood freeze. What on earth is he up to? My quest is met only with a stony silence and a permanent blank countenance. I can't say that word. Behind closed curtains, a drawing room with the coffin surrounded by huge candles has become a veritable funeral chamber. March the 14th, 1938. This is ghastly. I've just understood what Father's up to. This morning a priest came to pray before the coffin and I finally caught on. Father is in mourning for the death of Hans. Father made the priest believe that his son was dead. How could he do such a thing? March the 16th, 1938. In the madness occasioned by his grief, my father grows ever more cold and calculating. He contacts his old friend Dr. Small, who truly drew up a bona fide death certificate without even seeing a body. I dare not imagine what yarn he spun. March the 17th, 1938, Hans's funeral will be officially held next Sunday. Father strictly forbade me to attend. This sordid masquerade makes me feel ill, but I cannot denounce the subterfuge, or else I will display my father's mental instability to the world. The shame would kill him, that much is certain. March 23rd, 1938, I have to get away, far, far away. March 23rd, 1938, no, I will not leave. I thought long and hard. My life is here, next to my father. He needs me too much now. The factory needs me because father's incapable of running it now. Besides, I can only find peace of mind among Hans' robots. And how shall I know when he has sent me new ones if I'm not at home to receive them? No, I shall not leave. My destiny is to remain here and keep watch. Wow. Let's see if there's any drawings in the book. Oh, we got some leaves there. Well, those leaves look 70 years old, bro. It's got some more leaves. That's a very interesting story. So this is certainly bona fide proof that Hans is not dead. You know, it's basically all confirmed except for DNA. That Hans is actually still alive. Wow, this case will definitely annoy my my contractors. I believe that's possibly Hans as a kid, but yep, we have done it. We have done it. It only took me about 28 minutes or so, but we freaking ran. We talked through those pages. I'm quite pleased with that due to the fact I've had a really bad constant cough about a month now. I don't stop coughing. So the fact I could do this whole hour and 8-minute video and I haven't coughed. I've only cleared my throat like once or twice. Actually, I think I coughed once. Yeah, I think we're good. We're fit enough to make videos now. Yeah. So join me in the next episode where we carry on our adventure and we go and have a look around the church, and we're gonna end it with a beautiful peanut punch.